All right. Okay, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And Father, we come to you, Lord, as people trying to do the best they can for the citizens of Brown County, Father, with your guidance, with your wisdom, Lord, and with your strength, we can accomplish that. Father, I ask that everything in this room be productive today. Father, if there's any disagreement, Lord, let it be aired out, Father, in a way that is positive, Father, so that everyone can hear both sides, and make the best decision possible. Lord God, our hearts, our heads, our minds, and our mouths. So do your will. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, welcome to the Monday afternoon meeting. First thing we have is county personnel and public comment. Is there any? Little lady, would you like to make some comments?
Just for here for the
I
first one.
know. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I guess if there's nothing right now, if you have something to say and we're still in session, come down and we'll make time for you. So the first thing on the agenda then will be the minutes from the 16th of March. Are there any issues, corrections, or comments to the minutes as presented?
I don't have any comments as they were presented.
Good.
Are you good with them too? All right, is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Is there a second?
A second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carried. Okay, let's do this. All right, next item is payroll from the 18th. Questions or comments on this?
Yes, I do, since the payroll lady's here. Always kind of worried about this, but I didn't do this just because you were here. But on people across the street, their payroll doesn't match what's on the total, isn't the same as what. Okay, so is it, but then some months it's about $4,000 more than that. Some weeks it's, I mean, every 2 weeks it's like $15,000, and then some weeks it's $11,000. And they're, well, that's not the right number because, let me find it here.
County's fine. So they pay the Brown County tax, because the state, all of their money come out of,
Let's see.
yeah, that's why because the insurance.
Okay.
And it goes into, employment. And we get, what their employees, talking about whether it's single coverage, family, that.
Okay.
So the state pays their salary, and we pay their benefits. Okay. Is there benefits?
That's why their payroll, their number was, the second payroll was higher.
I don't know, with some messed stuff like that, but.
And then they paid up, 120%, because it's self-funded.
Okay.
I had understood that that's essentially a pass-through thing. Their payroll just passes through us. Correct? And that's how it works, so that's good. Did that answer your question, Mr. Pollock? Yeah,
Good enough.
okay. Any others?
No, that's all.
I had one question. Did the, so we have a new employee Register of Deeds. Did she start in the middle of a pay period? Okay,
Yeah, we prorated it.
Okay.
Even though she was out, we prorated it.
okay. Yeah, I just noticed that the amount didn't seem correct, so then I doubled it and then multiplied it by 26. And that made sense. Okay, so. And then my only other question is, not that it matters, I'm just wondering, does the county have any policy? So I noticed that sometimes there's a quarter of an hour charge to things, because there's no policy against a quarter, right?
You know, the personal policy is down to the board.
Rounded to the quarter. Okay, I've seen sometimes where it's rounded to the half. And that's kind of what I was used to. I just was looking at it. So this is rounded to the quarter. Okay, well, it's their benefits, so I guess that makes sense. And if they want to charge down to a quarter, they can. Okay. Those were my only two questions on the payroll.
All right, there's no more. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the payroll.
Second,
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
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 Okay, motion carried. Short agenda, as we heard from Mr. Parker.
Mr. Parker this weekend. I have not talked to him today.
All right,
Was working on a few things with John. The sheriff,
okay,
talked to him about the,
all right. Well, then where we want to go here?
he also knows, I'm sure that he's reading the county council updates, so we can text him to see if he's available to call in right now or towards the end of the meeting.
That'd be just fine. All right. On our desk, we have this risk assessment.
Mhm.
We have a men's health month thing that I'm unfamiliar with. Do you know much about that? Okay. Men's Health Week, I guess. We'll ask. Is there any other business that we got before we go in? We got 23 minutes here.
Can, I know we're going into executive session at 1:45 and again at 2 p.m. Since we have a little bit of time now, would it be possible to go into executive session to discuss payroll or performance of employee?
Sure.
I would say 10 minutes.
All right, we'll make that as a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session to discuss performance, employee performance for 10 minutes
Make you present.
with Barb and the three commissioners.
All right,
second time.
case been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, motion carried. 10 minutes. That puts it about 1:19.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you all hear me? Hello?
All right, we're out of executive session back into regular with no binding action taken. So we still got time before we open the sealed bids, so did you want to contact Try Austin?
Yeah.
See if he can call in. Bill, I'm gonna turn your microphone on.
Hey, Austin, can you call in now? You have time? Okay, no problem. You got it.
Last week, maybe some session and visiting about the land,
Mhm.
getting code for highland.
Mhm. Yes.
That happen,
As far as obtaining a sign,
a sign and some sort of, I guess, parameters from, then it would close. This is just the judgment, right?
well, I think that it would be good to get the director in here and come up with a policy with him. I talked to him about the sign. He thought the sign was a good idea.
Okay.
So then, the next step would be, I don't know who the county's been using to actually build their signs. But I was gonna talk to John Sellen about that and then just make sure that the verbiage was correct on it. And we'd move forward with that. Brenda thought it'd be a good idea then. I also spoke to, John about, hauling rock for him. We're gonna try to get some rock in and clean up some of the muddy areas.
Nice.
And then there's also a building out there that they want to take a look at that has a bad roof on it. They're gonna determine if they just go ahead and bring the building down or what it would cost to put it. It's not really being utilized. It's an old building west of the landfill.
Little barn out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, so
All right.
there's Austin.
Hello, all.
Hello, Austin.
I know.
Hi, how we doing?
We're doing well. We've got about 8 minutes here before our 1:30 bid opening, so. Do you have?
Good deal. Good
Go
deal.
ahead.
Well, I'm turning in a rental car at the moment. So forgive me. I've been traveling a bit. Here we go. I'm just 1 second. Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back on the line. Just 1 second. Yes, I'll apologize again. Thank you so much. I'm back. Said to get a manual receipt on the rental car. Thank you so much. So I've had a couple of things that we've been working through. Good conversations regarding insurance, what insurance next steps look like. I had a conversation with our existing broker this past Friday, where it was made clear that the commission's just looking for pricing, and that there's opportunities for multiple people probably to look at what an allocation of a bid is. Again, the county's not trying to just replace its existing insurance provider, but just have conversations to provide context for capital allocation, so we understand what things look like for the 27 budget cycle. So that's going. Get from Amberwell, they're looking for items, but I did confirm with our existing insurance agent that the information has been sent over to Amberwell. I don't think they need anything else necessarily. So that's squared away. I do have a phone call into the sheriff. There was an item that came up. I believe the sheriff's for some information. Got a phone call into him. We've been playing phone tag this morning, so find out a little more about that. In the meantime, we do have a little bit of work necessary on a couple of local agreement items. As I recall, that have not. I don't think there's anything on my end that's outstanding, but we're waiting on some information from the city of Hiawatha as well as the tribe. We're still waiting on the tribe to get back with us, so I'm not sure what's going on there. And next week is I'm back in person. The thought was at that point we'd start looking at some budget allocations for a 5-year plan, just sort of as part of the overall budgeting process. So those were my main updates, and then I just kind of want to listen and see where things in, what else I can be working on.
Okay. At our Thursday work session, we had a little discussion about a resolution on delinquent taxes, basically to make the oldest delinquent taxes payable first. I guess I just want to put that on your radar. If there's any sort of resolution out there or statute regarding that, the commission thought that would be a good idea to pursue if it's possible.
Yeah, I think it is. I'll take another look at it, but I think that is possible, and we can go on ahead and pay this first. I'll definitely work on that for the next couple of meetings. We'll have something about. So,
okay.
And also we need to understand our input property tax. If we're not getting the level of traction that we need in terms of our third-party provider, I know Clint Osterman's people really well. Chris McElgun, that's probably running the process for us. I know him. I can meet with him directly and help shepherd that through.
Austin, when they talked to us before regarding the tax sale and the 102 parcels that they're going to be doing, the one gal representing their firm mentioned that that's one of the things we can do to try to help combat and get some of our older, just the accounting on the delinquent taxes cleaned up, was to stop accepting payments when they skip years. And so they seem to think it can be done. And
No,
that's,
it can be. It can be. And when they skip years, we should, that's how we should clean up the accounting. In fact, I know that specific question, paying oldest first, that's exactly what we can do. And I know that can be done. My mom did it in Sedgwick County across from, so Clint Osterman was their service provider of delinquent taxes, which was probably well family. We're good. We're talking with Clint. Exact word. 100% positive. Yes.
well, it seems like an accounting nightmare to have. You have basically old accounts receivable on taxes, and then, they've skipped them by a few years. So whatever it takes to do that, we talked about in the Thursday meeting, we want to do it, and we believe it takes a resolution. So I guess the ball will be in your court. If you can look up the statute and decide what it needs to be, then we'd go ahead and sign that resolution.
Yeah, I'll not only look it up, I'll also coordinate with Chris McElgun, and I'm trying to remember her name. I will get that. Yep, Michelle Renwald, or not Renwald. Michelle. Yep, no, I know. I've known Michelle for, forever. So I'll call Michelle and Chris and make sure that we're on the same page there. Yep.
Okay, great.
All right. You need anything from?
Well, there was some deals on this contract that.
What's that?
Some on this contract for the solid waste hauling.
Yeah.
One place it said effective date was May 1st, but then the term of the contract is from, well, I guess, like it says April 1st to March 31st, April 1st, 2026 to March 31, 28. But then on page 2 of the agreement says effective dates May 1st, 2026.
Yeah, I think that's a typo. We can live with that typo on if we want. I could take a look at that. If you want to delay the adoption until next meeting, I could have it back for the next meeting, because we're going to have a meeting coming up here. Right. And I'm not exactly sure our timing. I'm looking here. I'm assuming that we're going to have a meeting on. Are we going to have a meeting on the 30th or the 31st?
31st
one
is
are
what
we doing?
Denver said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could adopt it for final on 31st if you want. Hold on one second, everybody.
Yeah, so the work session is the 26th, and then the next meeting will be the 31st, correct?
Yeah. But Bill's right, in the solicitation for bids, it says it'd be from April 1st through March, 26th through March 31st of 28. But in the contract, it has May 1st of 26 to April 30th, 27.
Right.
So basically, we need to change the term of the contract.
In some places it had, still had Smith Trucking in there or
I
something.
saw that. Yeah,
We just didn't catch them all when we redid the contract. When we took over from him, we just didn't catch all of them.
sure.
There were wrong one, it's a good thing.
Okay.
Anything else you guys need from me?
I don't think so, unless you want to be here, because now it's 1:30 and we'll open the bids for the.
I will
solid-
open the bids and then feel free to call me back. I've got an issue I've got to deal with on my end and I'll be available. Thank you so much.
Fair enough. Thanks.
Bye.
Okay, it's 1:30. We'll go ahead and get the bids for the solid waste hauler contract. Look at that. We're right to my left. There's an opener there if you need one. All right, we have two bids. One is 808 Express. What's that one?
Yes, that is, I'd like to present a bid for the trash transfer at $100 per load,
All right.
guaranteed 3 loads per day.
400. 400 per load. Guaranteed 3 loads per day. All right.
Okay.
We've got-
We also have another bid from GL Kime LLC is offering to bid for $375 a load. They're the current hauler out there, and they've represented in their bid for the period that the contract specified.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
There's that one. Bill, you want to see this one? So this one addresses, the kind bid addresses all other aspects of the current contract, which would be like, the short days, things like that.
The $100 dig out, if we have to be dug out at the landfill and at Perry,
Yeah, that's in the contract.
that's in the contract.
Correct,
Those are basically the two aspects of it.
Okay. All right. Okay, any discussion?
Which was that? What about
The fuel surcharge.
Recurring.
No, that's. We have a copy of that someplace. Or is there a way to find the current contract that we have? And then the contract we made with Hams that addresses the fuel surcharge?
Yeah, I think first though, you'd have to address who's the apparent low bidder, correct? Okay, and then I think the existing fuel surcharge would have to be discussed at a different day, different time, correct?
I'd say
Sure, that we can look at it.
Okay.
Now. Are we in a frame of mind to move on this then?
Yeah,
Okay.
unless do you have any further discussion? I mean, the apparent low bidder is the current person that is currently contracted with the county, so
Right.
it's not like we need to do a pre,
Right.
pre-meeting, pre-bid meeting and discuss anything, so.
Okay, somebody want to make a motion then?
I'll make a motion to accept GL Kine LLC's bid of $375 per load.
second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any more discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carried. And then, as you heard, we'll get a copy of the fuel surcharge and all that, and we'll put this together.
Well, thank you for submitting your bid and thank you to the other contractor that submitted their bid.
Yep.
Did you have any further questions?
No, I don't think so, other than. We asked you to consider the fuel surcharge, because right now fuel is very high. I realize it's probably gonna go back down, but the way that works, Hams pays us a fuel surcharge as well. Not on the Brown County loads. They only pay on the other loads that we haul for Northeast Kansas, whether it be Marshall or whatever. And then the way theirs is stipulated, I think right now it has to be above $3.60 a gallon, which it is. And then they pay a percentage. So if I haul 21 loads out of Marshall County, then I get a certain percentage. But if fuel goes back down and stays back down, there is no fuel surcharge. You guys would just pay the flat $3.75. You know, obviously we're not in it to lose money on it.
Sure.
I mean, that's just kind of where we were. We would rather do that, and we felt that was more fair than trying to stipulate adding something else in there. We felt that was fair to both of us, because as long as fuel was down where it was reasonable, it wasn't a problem, but if fuel ran up a little bit. And, you know, but we're happy with the load, we're happy to do the work. I can't get in my pocket on diesel fuel, that is kind of where we sat,
Understood.
so.
Understood.
Well, there's currently language in that existing contract for a fuel surcharge, correct?
I do not believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, I do not think so on the current contract. Before Donnie left, he did send me what you guys had with Hams. I didn't think to print it out, but it is the same fuel surcharge that they're sending me when they send my checks
Okay.
from them as well.
That was my question though, between Hams, there was,
Yeah, there is fuel surcharge between you guys and me,
correct.
so,
Okay,
Which-
well, we'll have to take a look at the contract and talk to the attorney and,
if Ham's trucks are not coming up here anymore, you wouldn't be paying that fuel surcharge, would you?
we'll have to take a look at it. I'm not sure
I didn't
exactly
think
how
so.
it is.
You might be, but yeah, there is the one in the existing. And then, I guess you'll take a look at all this and you'll let us know the contract. The one we currently have expires on the 31st of March, if I'm not wrong.
Mhm.
Okay,
According to this, it starts on the 1st of April. Right?
The new one.
The new contract.
The new
Yeah,
contract.
the new one starts first of April. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you.
Put your things in if you want.
Mhm.
They're done, you guys.
Did you look at this? You weren't picking, you know, we went back to do anything today.
So. Do we do a 1-year contract or a 2-year contract? 2 years, right?
It's a 2-year contract.
Right, 2 years. I'm basing it not on the actual contract,
Right,
but the
but-
solicitation for
right.
bids, so.
Okay, so there were a few issues with the date. Austin can clear that up before they sign their new contract.
Yeah. Let's hope we'll find that. Yeah, that's all right. Sure, sure.
Yeah, I think the work session would be the best place to look at that. So our last meeting of the month is on the 31st. Look over now. Yeah, so the first will be next Wednesday, a week from this Wednesday.
This meeting we've had in a while.
It is the quietest
I
meeting. We have
know
these gaps between these.
And it's all right. We just,
Timeframes.
the next is the interview for Road and Bridge employee 145. I thought maybe Jerry was gonna be here for that too. We talked to him this morning, like he wanted to come in,
Okay,
which should be fine. Will John be here also, I would assume?
John didn't say if he was going to be here or not. He did address that
Okay,
this gentleman was coming in.
Okay.
He did say that he had spoken to him already.
okay, all right.
So,
Well,
but he didn't
then I should have
clarify if
known.
he would make it or not.
all right. I talked to Jerry this morning too about, farmer south of Robinson being a wider entryway in his driveway, having trouble getting trucks in and out. And I understand that the county does that. And we'll put in a wider tube, go 40 feet to accommodate trucks and trailers. And anything wider than that, there's a charge, but the 40-footer sounds like that's just something that they do, so.
Yeah. So I actually had a meeting with the townships and talked to them a little bit about that and to get their opinion. And then I met with John to get his opinion and he agreed that 40 feet would be the max. And there was discussion that in other part of the counties, they weren't doing the 40 feet because it was hard to haul. And they said, if we're gonna do it in one part, we gotta do it in all, and we'll just figure out how to haul
So a 30-foot tube is not quite big enough for a truck and trailer. You
Correct,
can do it,
correct,
but
yeah.
there's not much.
it. Well, the idea is let's not put something in that we're gonna have to go back and have problems with later, especially if they start driving off the edge and smashing in. That doesn't help us at all. So we kind of came up that 40 feet would be the max, and if somebody wants a larger tube, that we could come up with a cost
Mhm.
while we're there to do the extra footage.
Mhm.
And so that'll be something that we'll need to address as far as what our current cost is to do that.
Did the tube south of Morrill get put in? Have you heard?
Yep.
See it?
Put in.
Good. Right on.
I didn't get out and inspect it real close, but driving by it's filled in, the road's a little bit wider than it was.
Good. No more sign close to the edge then.
Well, the signs are still there, but
There, okay. All right.
the other Goldfinch looked like it was done. The equipment moved away and put it in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that work they did with Goldfinch. So I take several trips up there with the truck and that turn is a lot nicer. So that's good. That's great.
I actually was talking to John about that too. There are areas where, especially near the co-ops, like for instance, Morrill Elevators one, but also down in Powhatan, where we have our haul roads, we know our known haul roads. And if there's some of those radius, some of those corners, when you near those that could be addressed, maybe widened a little bit, I think it would help. And so we're gonna take a look at if there are any more locations like that that makes sense.
Well, so in that Goldfinch where it connects to 70 or 36 highway, that is a nasty turn. Is that the county? Can the county make that wider or do we need to be in coordination with the state?
I would, on that, because of the state's easement, I would contact the gentleman down in Horton and talk about that.
You got his number?
I do have his number. He's the one I dealt with for the stop signs at Mulberry,
Okay.
and I can give you his number.
Sure. I'll take it, because I'll ask him, because that one I can see some trucks made that turn and actually fell off the side of it and pushed the sign down.
Going north or going south?
Going north is what I'm talking about, but maybe going south is just as bad. I don't know. I don't take that. Okay.
I don't drive somewhere. So.
Okay, okay. Well, when you come from the east to go north, you gotta take it wide, and if somebody's at the intersection, you can't make it.
Right, and if he's coming, well, just coming east, going south, you'd have more, you'd be up there farther. Or,
Yeah, like I said, there's trailer tracks where somebody fell off the side and laid the post down, so. Okay, I'm gonna actually look outside and see if somebody's waiting for us. We got a 145.
Barb, I'm gonna take a picture of that card and I'm gonna text it to.
Hanging out in Tammy's office.
that could be bad.
So I sent you a picture of the card that Chris wrote now.
I'm on it.
Welcome.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, how about yourself?
Doing well.
So we'll do this in executive session. How many minutes? You like 10? You know?
I think, yeah.
Okay. Are you okay in executive session having the road foreman here? Is that all right?
No, I'm not.
You're not at all?
I have to be here, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
No, it's all right, it's all right. I'll make a motion. We go into executive session for an employee interview with the 3 commissioners, the deputy clerk, the 2 road foremen, and our interviewee. 10 minutes. Is there a second?
I'll second the
Been
motion.
moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, motion carried. 10 minutes puts it about 1:57. So we'll just go back in for public. Okay, we're out of regular session, or excuse me, out of executive session, back into regular with no binding action taken. However, we will go in, or I'll make a motion to go back into executive session for, what do you think? 5 minutes to discuss, I guess, non-elected personnel, duties and compensation with the 3 commissioners, deputy clerk, 2 road foremen present. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carried. 5 minutes puts us at about 2:02. She's out there. Yeah, we're out of executive session, back into regular with no binding action taken. You're doing good on time. We're gonna run Brandon a little late. So that's part-time crewman one is the position. And the range was what we discussed. Did he stay?
Is he still there, John?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, sorry to bring you back in, but we had a discussion, the county, you would qualify a part-time crewman one is a position. The salary or the pay range there is $18.50 to $20.50 an hour. So we've decided, since you have a CDL, to offer you the position at $20.50 an hour. Is that acceptable? Okay, all right, so your next step will be, and sorry that she's busy here as our deputy clerk, but to talk to Barb here to get into payroll. Is that right?
Starting date would be up to the gentleman that just went out the door when they need to start. Okay.
All right. That's the plan, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we thank you for your time.
Yep, thanks for coming in. All right, we'll do this handshake thing again.
Yep. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you, sir.
Likewise.
All right.
Well, I don't know how long the meeting's gonna last. I don't know how long the meeting's gonna last. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. I'll just call you. I work for those. Okay. If I'm.
Okay, so our next thing coming up is our emergency management. And I guess we'll go into executive session for that too. If Brandon's out there. Yeah, Dallas, would you, he read my mind. We did get a little off schedule here.
Good.
Do we want to, what about 10 minutes here? 15 minutes?
I would say 10 and then keep it more.
Okay. Hi, Brandon. How are you? Welcome. Okay. Well, I'm going to make a motion to go in executive session for 10 minutes to discuss the non-elected personnel duties, compensation non-elected duties and compensation with the three commissioners, deputy clerk and Brandon Robert for 10 minutes. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carried. 10 minutes. to come out here and we'll go right back in. All right, we're out of executive session back into regular. There's no binding action taken. However, I would make a motion to go back in to executive session for 10 more minutes with the same group of people for the same reason. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Right.
Okay, motion carried. Be back at 2:27. We're out of executive session, back into regular, no binding action taken. Have we done what we needed to do here? Believe so. Okay, all right. Well, we'll discuss further and I guess we'll be back in touch.
Sounds good.
Reasonable?
All righty.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you. See you.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, how you want to proceed there? Do we need to talk about that anymore on our own or? do we
I
kick it
think,
around?
I think the next discussion is what the salary would be for this position currently.
All right, here, this is what I want to do. I want to go back for 5 more minutes with the commissioners, the deputy clerk, to discuss non-elected personnel, I guess, duties and compensation. Is there a 5 minutes? Is there a second?
I will second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. We'll go 5 more minutes, 2:33, I guess.
I think we kind of know where we're at. So.
We're out of executive session back into regular with no binding action taken. So we are at the end of the agenda as far as I can see. Is there anything else that needs to come before the commission? Oh,
Maybe because it's a capture signing, but people then have to put it on reviewing the signing.
all right, take a look.
Because it's in the house.
Okay.
Just needing to switch here.
So this is a once a year process. You guys remember signing it last year? Was there any?
No,
brought up?
Yeah, I remember signing it last year. I just mathematically did it all check out? Okay, there you go. Since it didn't go through this part.
Correct.
I didn't know about the math. So when I read this. Whatever. Okay, I'm just gonna put this to the side. We don't have to take action on that. Just let that sit. Sign this.
Barb, do you know if we've been contacted by the city of Hiawatha to talk about the RHID? Okay. I noticed it's in our team folder. And we were talking about it last week. I just didn't know she's written. So it's fine. And then if it's okay with you, two commissioners, I was contacted by this lady that lives on Kestrel Road. We both read the letter, so I was gonna contact her and start the process of viewing what she's talking about in here and seeing what
Sounds
happened.
good.
That's okay with you guys. On that. So Barb, you've already looked over this. Okay. Well, so when you guys were doing your budgeting last year, it looks like there's quite a bit of carryover that, I mean, that's a good thing, but did he increase his budget last year or decrease his budget, do you know?
Maybe decreased.
Yeah, we took it down.
He decreased, okay. Okay. Okay, so I don't know why we wouldn't sign it then.
Okay, well, I make a motion, we approve 2026 noxious weed eradication progress report. Is there a second?
It's like,
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, motion carried. We can do that sort of stuff, so. That is approved. Appreciate that. Now, anything else to come before the commission? We get used to these short meetings.
So on that thing the city is wanting, do we need to talk about that on Thursday or,
I'm sorry, the RHD bond?
yeah,
I will contact the city and see if there's any movement on that or what they're expecting, and I'll just report back to you guys on Thursday.
When I read the information in our packet, I understood it to be city or county, but do we understand it to be city and county?
the way I understood it was a big city could be it, but otherwise it was a county deal.
The way I understand it, because when we brought up this question last week and we started looking into this, is they would be coming to us, we would be foregoing our portion of that RHID bond. That would be, so the money collected against it, we would be basically signing off and saying we forego that. correct in saying that? Right.
Well, everybody opted in except the state.
Much like the school district opted out of the NRP.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm not sure that's the way I read it. I thought it was it that you had to, that pretty much everybody was in except for the state.
All in that.
Looked to me like it. I think.
So I also made a phone call to Austin and asked him, he knows about the RHIDs down in Fayette County. So I asked him for an update on it, on what he knows, the background. And then hopefully on Thursday, we can get a little bit more of an update. Because it seemed like there was a lot of confusion.
Yeah.
So again, I'm hoping that within the next week or two, we will completely understand it and be able to make a good decision on it.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else before the board here, I guess we can adjourn the meeting. So I'd make a motion, we adjourn. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 All right.
Okay, we're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Barb.